Happy Wednesday, everyone. Time for Wisdom Wednesday. So summer is just about here, just around the corner, and everybody will be heading to the beach or even to the mountains, either way. But sunscreen's going to be and continues to be a very important part of our daily routine, and thought we would just share a little bit about some of the sunscreen safety issues that are out there that we just needed to talk about, particularly some of the things that are in sunscreens that might cause concern, and why here in the United States it's really important that you check your products just to make sure they're not including any of the quote-unquote endocrine disruptors that might have some long-term risks, because we wear this day in and day out, and certainly when we're out in the sun need to reapply it, etc. So just thought we'd talk a little bit about this. These sunscreens really need to be tested, and not always are they tested here in the United States. But back in 2021, the FDA, which governs the safety of sunscreens, proposed that there should be some updates, and that there were only 2 ingredients that were found to be classified as safe and effective, and that was zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. And there were about 12 other ingredients that were proposed as not generally recognized as safe and effective due to insufficient data. And 3 of these ingredients kind of rose to the top as being really concerning, particularly when you look at the data out of Europe and the European Commission, and they published some opinions on safety of these types of ingredients, particularly oxybenzone, homosalate, and octocrylene. And these are ingredients that in low concentrations are not particularly problematic, but in the United States, there's no limit on those, and they tend to exceed these low limits and perhaps can be an issue. And the reason these are problematic is as a type of chemical that's absorbed through the skin and then can reach the bloodstream, they can interfere with the production and the function of some of the hormones in our body, particularly estrogen, testosterone, and thyroid hormones. And that's why they are determined and labeled as endocrine disruptors. And they can have been linked to many different types of health problems, including cancer, reproductive problems, developmental disorders, obesity, neurologic disorders, and immune system problems. And when we're applying this, particularly to children, which we do an awful lot, this needs to be evaluated, and we need to make sure that what we're applying, not only to ourselves, but to our children, obviously are safe. And so it's really important that you look specifically for these 2 products that are truly considered safe, the zinc oxide and the titanium dioxide, as far as what you want to use as the active ingredient in your sunscreen. So just make sure that you consider all the ingredients that they absorb, that they have these 2 ingredients in them. And the rule of thumb on this is that you look for a sunscreen that has an SPF of 30 or greater, that you want a broad spectrum, that it's going to cover both UVA and UVB light, and you want one that has minerals, and particularly the zinc oxide or the titanium dioxide. You apply it liberally, preferably about 20 minutes prior to going outside, and that you reapply every 2 hours, particularly if you're sweating or if you're swimming. And hopefully this will allow you to safely be out in the sun. And of course, we want that morning sun, but if you're out in midday sun or you're at the beach where you're just being pummeled, obviously we want you to protect your skin as much as possible with hats, particularly the face from an aging standpoint, but to try to eliminate any risk of burns, etc. So hopefully this has given you a little bit of insight as you look for the types of products that you would like to use and that you use with your family. If you have any other questions or concerns, please let us know. You all have a great week as we look forward to getting into summer these next couple of weeks, and Have a great week. We'll talk again next week.